Gravity. Today's the zero gravity. Welcome back to another episode of Woolly TV. This time we've got the zero gravity, part of the zero family. You got the zero, the sub-zero, you got the zero, now we've got the zero gravity. Small, medium, good waves-ish. Anyway, this one here replaces the Monster Box, and that was a great favourite of JS's. What they've done is just update the Monster Box. The DIMMs are identical to the same as the Monster Box DIMMs. So I ended up with two of these. I've got a 6.1 at 34.5 and a 6.1 at 33.6. So I'm going to give both of them a go. One's just got the slightly thicker rails in it, obviously a bit more volume. So it'll be good to try both of them out. They work in a range of conditions. The Monster Box was an old favourite of mine, so it's nice to see something replacing that back in their range, because they had the zero and then they had a bit of a gap there and they needed to fill it, and this is what's filled that gap. So it sits between the zero and then it'll sit right in the middle before the Monster. So sub-zero, zero, zero gravity, and then into Monster and the performance boards. So that's where it sits in the JS family. It's the more performance zero, and it's anyway, let's just get in the water and give it a go. Yoo! Just had a little crack out there and some fun little tubes, and felt pretty good. So first surf, so good. Had the Legacy mediums in there and the neutral, which is kind of my go-to fin. It's got a little bit more concave, I reckon, than the Monster Box, and maybe a touch more rocker too. But other than that, it does feel like a Monster Box, but it's pretty hard to tell out there because I kind of just didn't do a lot of turns. It was more of a barreling wave. So we'll have to get back out there and try it a few more times, and I'm going to try the other board, other smaller dimmed one too. So let's get busy. Yoo. We got out that little beachy then. It was pretty gutless. I was riding the lower volume, the 6.1 at 33.6, and I put the Futures black sticks in a large in it, so it's good for speed generating when the surf's a bit average. So board felt good. Waves were a bit sort of lackluster and not many good ones peeling off, but I noticed it was pretty zippy. If you paddled into a wave fast, then it did have a really good initial speed, and you could sort of drive even into closeouts, I was kind of getting one little floater in or something like that. And then on the better ones, it did feel unreal off the top when I did get a bit of push, but it's not the greatest of banks and pretty average, but the board felt good. And I think that's a good indicator that you can surf that board in, you know, overhead quality surf as well as waist to chest high, and it still feels really good. So anyway, back to time for a bit of work and another surf. Alright, so today we are back on the JS Zero Gravity. Waves kind of look pretty good for that size that this board's going to work in. So we'll go and give it a little crack. Yoo. I think that's about my third surf, but only the first or second surf filming on the Zero Gravity. I've actually had a couple of surfs on it now. I rode at the pool a while back, but now it's nice to actually get in the water and some proper waves like the local stuff that we surf here regularly. And today was sort of super fat, and it had just come off a big storm yesterday. And I've got a little bit of a funny ankle at the moment, so I wasn't surfing my best, but the board felt really good. When I got it in the pocket, it generated speed really well, felt really nice off the top. Just a good, easy board to ride fast. Didn't matter if I was a bit off center with my feet, like you could jump up and it'll just go. So I had one surf in these little barrely rides, and then I've had a surf out here in this fat stuff that we filmed. So let's see how the footage looks, and better get in the water for a few more surfs before I say whether it's a yay or nay from me, but so far it's feeling like a yay. See you soon. Yo. I had my eyebrows done yesterday. Had a lot of surfs on the zero gravity. Started off with the high volume one, the 34.5, and then worked backwards because this one turned up a bit later. And got that in the water, gripped it, got it out there, 33.6. I tended towards that one in the end. Could I tell the difference between the two? Not a hell of a lot. Just the high volume one had a slightly thicker rail. Surfing wise, I like both of them. I could ride either, it wouldn't be a problem. That 0.9 or of a litre just does not make that much difference to me at all. Once you're in the 33, 34 litre, can go either way. So if you're umming and ahhing, don't spend too much time worrying about a litre here and there or half a litre. Just get the one that you think's going to paddle better. But again, I couldn't really tell that much difference between them. The good thing was I got to ride it a lot because it's a sort of board you ride every day. It's just a normal all-round short board. You can surf it in waist-high waves, you can surf it in overhead waves, it works in anything. The beauty of this board, and again, like the Monster Box that it's replacing, they're just easy to ride. You can get on them, you can have your feet a bit too far up, a bit too far back, it just works. It's not as high performance as say a Monster 10 or one of that particular performance type of area. It's not that board, but if you've only got a one board in your quiver, then this is it. This will do the trick. You can surf it in waves overhead, waist high, grovel on it. It went really good. Was it better than the Monster Box? I would say just a smidge. I really like the Monster Box, so it's hard for me to knock that one down off its pedestal. But yes, it does feel a little bit more lively, and I reckon it actually carries over dead sections a touch better and is a little bit faster than the Monster Box. So I think they actually have improved on that board, which is always a good thing. You don't want to go backwards with a new model. So massive thumbs up from me. Don't forget these ones do come in the Easy Rider Dims. So if you're a shorter guy carrying a bit of weight, or you're just older, even older than me, and you want to go have that little bit of extra thickness and volume, look at the Easy Rider Dims. They jam more foam into the shorter boards. For me, I'd have to be down on a slightly too short for an all day, every day board for me. That's why I stick with the normal Dims. But if you're not as tall as me at 6'1", 6'1.5", which I am, and I'm floating around that 89 kilos at the moment, so this worked perfect for me. If you're like 5'8", 5'10", and you come shorter, go that one in the Easy Rider Dims. The Easy Rider Dims go sick. So enjoy it, it's a good board. Don't forget to like, put a note down there, subscribe, stay on top of it. We got more coming straight at ya. Boo!